goodness, I'm tired. So safety's on, right?
Your safety's on. It's opening morning of gun season. Last year, Nikki took a huge buck. So this year, hopefully I can take on her. Right?
Unless I shoot it first. No, you can take it, I'm sorry.
Thank you very much. We've got a wonderful landowner who's agreed to let us come up here and shoot this morning. We like to move around. We're in Western Kentucky. So we're going to climb the fence, go up on the hill, get in the shooting stand, and hope for the best.
You got the bullets?
I got bullets. You got the pretzels?
I got the pretzels.
All right, let's go. All right, now you know you always see something early, and we did. We saw a doe earlier, but neither one of us had our buck tags filled, so we're going to wait just a little while, see who we see. And this young one came out.
Just slowly strolling across.
And you know what? If it was the end of the season and I already had a couple down, I'd absolutely take this one. Well, for those of you out on opening day, now we're in the western part of the state, but it was windy all throughout the state. These deer were spooky, and this doe came in with her two fawns, and they were pretty spooky as well. Not so much these guys, but Mom was. All right, now you know how everybody's a slave to technology nowadays, so I was texting my buddy Billy, who was in another stand watching, and I let him know that we'd seen this doe with a button buck and a fawn, which we let walk, of course. Now, as these guys faded out into the beautiful sunrise, we stayed for several hours and really didn't see anything, so we figured, you know, we gave it a good morning go, and you know, it was getting hot and the wind was picking up, so we decided to maybe check out another spot later in the afternoon. And I decided to go out and do a little looking around. I knew there was a couple overlooks. We're looking way down, natural deer stand, and I'm looking to see if anybody would walk by. It was just a beautiful spot. Well, we continued around for a little while, but the wind just kept picking up. I went to get Nikki, got out of the stand, and decided we'd come back in the afternoon, hoping the wind would die down. Temperatures are certainly not where we want them to be, but we went to a little shooting house and sat down and watched the wind continue to pick up. And as we looked at the forecast, we saw that tomorrow was supposed to be pretty windy too, but we hunkered in, got set up, decided to see what we could see. I ranged a few spots and saw a doe way out there, but again, we hadn't filled our buck tags and weren't quite ready to shoot does yet. And then right before it got dark, we saw this little guy come in. And we saw him go out. And then it was time for us to get out of the woods and start thinking about tomorrow. Next morning, winds picked up, and we decided to try that other little shooting house, and it got really windy really quick, and we decided that we were going to take our chances back home and see what we could see back there. Next morning, Nikki had to go back to work, and so did I. But as you can see, our jobs are a little bit different. Now, I hadn't been seeing any deer on my place, and this particular day, there were deer everywhere. Now, I had been seeing a pretty big deer on this place, so I decided, you know, this was a perfect morning to get out, nice frost on, the little bucks were chasing. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna let them do their thing, and then when it calms down, the first doe that comes out, I'm gonna shoot her. So we watched and we watched, saw 9 different deer. Pretty much got calm, and then this guy steps out of nowhere.
because I'm not done hunting. We got a bunch of does in there, and I was hunting a great big buck, and this guy stepped out. And I thought, you know what, I can fill my buck tag and then go back to hunting does and get meat. I take about 5 deer per year. I'm at 2. I got one with archery, and I got this one right here. Mom and Dad like some deer meat, so we don't waste anything. I took a neck shot on this animal. If you're real comfortable with your gun, I did not have to track this animal. He was right down. So next thing I'm going to do is get him processed, and then it's time to start back with the does. What a nice little deer, and he's on my place. It makes me very happy.
So I got this guy checked in, set him aside, and prepared for the next round. I would hope that I could see a doe or two come out, and it didn't take too long. We started seeing some action. Well, now is the time to start putting meat in the freezer. And I got this one. I got one early, if you remember, in the archery season. Now it was Nikki's turn. Well, she came home from work. We went out in the woods, and she ended up with a nice late pointer. And you know what? I'm still not quite done. I'll probably take one more during the muzzleloader or archery season, and then I'll have enough to make myself a pretty good year for venison.